Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina. And have you been feeling a little bit fatigued lately? A little bit tired? You just can't seem to get enough energy no matter what you do. Maybe you feel like your legs are very heavy. You just don't seem to get motivated to finish your tasks. Maybe your digestion is a little off. You feel a little bloated, maybe gassy. And if that's the case, if you've been feeling any of those things, it's completely normal, because right now we're transitioning out of the season of summer, which belongs to the fire element, where we have the most energy, that outmost yang, as we say in Chinese medicine. And so when we're transitioning from this season of the fire element, before we get into the metal element of the fall, we go through the earth element. And the earth element is in charge of digestion. It's in charge of assimilation, right? Assimilating our food and fluids as well as our experiences. So the stomach and the spleen are the two organs and channels that are governed by the earth element. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because it's important for our physical practice that we'll be doing today. So the stomach channel actually runs from underneath your eye all the way down your face into the neck, down the rib cage, through the anterior portion of your body, so the thorax, the abdomen. It runs down the lateral aspect of your thigh, so anterior lateral aspect of your thigh, down the shin bone. So there's a lot of points right here that are on the stomach channel that are directly on your tibialis anterior muscle. And what that means is that when you're walking, because tibialis anterior muscle is in charge of this movement, right, bringing the foot towards you. So when you're walking, right, when you're pressing onto the ball of your foot, you're activating your gastroc, your soleus muscles in the back, in the calf. But when the toes are lifting off and when they're coming towards you, that is the action of tibialis anterior. And there's other muscles involved as well. But what's important to note is that that large channel, the stomach channel that runs all the way from your eyes, right? Our eyes are always on the food, that there are stomach channel points on the tibialis anterior, which when we're walking activates. So one good thing to do in this transitionary season when we're entering into the element of the earth, and really at any point of the year, is that instead of taking a nap after eating, which most of us want to do, right? We feel a little sluggish after eating. Go for a walk so you can activate the stomach and the spleen channels, so then your foods and the fluids that you took in can be transported and transformed better and nourish the body. Especially the earth element governs the muscles as a tissue. In one of my previous videos, which I'll link above, I mentioned that different organ systems correspond to different tissues in the body. So the earth element and the spleen correspond to the muscles. So it's not unusual if you feel a little muscle aches, fatigue right now at this time of year. And so what we'll be doing today, the spleen channel, which runs from the big toe all the way up the inner portion of your shin bone, right, the tibial bone. It goes up the inner thigh, up the abdomen, and crosses over to the lateral aspect of the torso into the ribs. So we'll be focusing on utilizing movement that will actively engage these meridians, the stomach and the spleen meridians, as well as stretch them. So with that said, for today's practice, what you'll need is a yoga strap. That's just for the latter portion of the practice, because we'll be doing some more, I don't want to say deep stretches, but maybe deeper than what I've done on my channel. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can grab a towel. You can roll up like a thin blanket or a scarf or something that you have at home of that nature. Or even a resistance band will be fine for that. And just as an added prop, you can grab a block, which can help you elevate yourself when we come to the lunge portion of the practice. Okay, so with that said, let's begin our practice. We'll start seated, and actually we'll sit down with our feet in front of us, knees bent, and we'll immediately utilize the strap. Okay, so you can grab the strap. If you have a strap and you've created a loop for your foot, that's totally fine. You don't need the foot loop right now. So you can just grab the scarf, strap, whatever you have at home, and place it right at the ball of your foot. So this is my left side, so we'll start with the left. Majority of people are more so dominant with their right side, so let's begin with usually the less dominant side in the majority of the population. So press the ball of the left foot into your strap or resistance band or scarf, whatever you have. Lift your chest up, keep the other foot grounded, firmly pressing into the earth. Think of intention as having this being a rooting type of practice. So we're rooting into the earth. We're connecting with the earth element. As you push the ball of the foot into your strap, lift the foot off the floor, knee to chest, roll the shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades in, and then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to push the ball of the foot into the strap so you get to a straight knee position. And then inhale, open, and while you're pushing the ball of the foot, you're pulling on the strap with your arms, drawing the knee into the chest, and then exhale, press it out in front of you, arms straighten. So take a deep breath in, inhale and bend and push at the same time. So there's some resistance and you're activating the posterior aspect of your thigh as well. And then exhale to straight. Inhale, bend and pull, still resisting. So there's a little bit of that isometric contraction where you're contracting the muscles without movement. And then exhaling, pressing out, lifting the chest, still squeezing the shoulder blades in. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, press. Last one, inhale, pull in. And exhale, press and hold. And now as you hold here, see if you can lift the leg a little bit higher. Really push through the ball of your foot here. And then dorsiflex. So push through the ball of the foot, plantar flexing, and then exhaling, dorsiflexing. Plantar flex, push, and dorsiflex, exhale. Good. 2 more times. Ooh. And 1 more time. Good. And now here, hold this position and just remove your strap and hold here and then lower without touching the floor. So really ground down through the sitting bones, lift up through your spine, push into the right foot. Fingertips can be on either side of you or arms out in front of you, your choice. And then lift to knee height and lower. Inhale at the bottom, exhale top. Good, that's 3. We're going for 5, 4, and 5, and hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Good. And then just shake it out by bending the knee and rolling it out at the hip. Very good. Let's do this on the other side. So same position. Now if your strap, right, you may is rigid like mine is, you may start to feel a little achiness in your hands as you're pulling on the strap and holding. So what you can do is double wrap like this, so it's not so you're not just pulling by the grip of your fingers, right, but a strong grip of your hand, or just ease off on your grip, because it's very easy to start to feel your fingers aching and tight. All right, so place the strap on the ball of your right foot now. Left foot is grounding into the earth. Lift your chest up, roll the shoulders back, and then start to lift the right foot off the floor, right knee to chest. And here we inhale, and we exhale, we straighten the right leg. Good, we inhale, we draw the right knee into the chest, we draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine. At the same time, we're resisting. So we're pushing the ball of the foot into the strap. Inhaling here, and then exhale, straighten and push. Good, and we inhale and we draw the leg in, and we exhale and we push. Good, again, inhale and exhale, still maintaining that resistance by pushing the ball of the foot into the strap or the scarf. Inhale in. Good, exhale, push. Last one here. All right, so if you're starting to lose the grip, you can always wrap like so. Inhale, pull in. Good. And exhale, push. Good, and here we're gonna push, ball of the foot, and then dorsiflex. Push, plantar flex, and dorsiflex. Plantar flex, and dorsiflex. And point, and flex. And last one like that, point and flex, and then stay flexed in that dorsiflexion. Keep the leg as it is. Remove the strap, move it to the side. Fingers can be by your side or arms in front of you like so. And then lower the leg, just hovering off the floor, but not dropping it to the ground. Good. And then lift, and then lower. Shaking is quite normal. Now we go 3 and lower. Inhale at the bottom, exhale at the top. 4. Last one like this. 5. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release it to the ground. Bend the knee. Shake it out. Very good. All right. Now that we really activated the stomach and the spleen channels by doing all this quads work, right? Quadricep work, engaging our psoas, which is our strongest hip flexor. It is also considered an abdominal muscle because it's deep, deep, deep in the abdomen. So now that we've activated, let's go into some stretches, gentle stretches. We'll first go into a gentle pigeon prep stretch. So the left leg goes behind you, directly behind your left hip. Your right knee is in flexion and slightly wider than your right hip. Your right heel is close towards the right groin. And then from here, if you want, you can curl your toes under, right? Or you can uncurl your toes so you feel a full stretch through the stomach channel, right? All the way from my face. If I lift my head up even more towards the sky, feeling the stretch. And what's important here, not to overstretch in the low back, and meaning not to compress the spinal segments. See if you can just gently draw the tailbone energetically underneath you, so as if you're drawing the pubic bone towards your face. Breathing here for a few more breaths. Good, and then slowly release down with control. Forehead releases onto your palms, onto your hands. Breathing here for a few breaths. Good. And then we'll deepen that before we go to the other side, okay? So here, push your palms into the floor, curl your toes under, lifting the back knee off the ground. And then from here, push the floor away and step your right foot forward. Release the back knee down to the ground. And then untuck the toes or keep the toes curled under and slowly start to lift up into what looks like a low lunge, okay? You can have a block nearby, so If you lose balance side to side, you can always grab onto your block here. If you have sensitive knees, you might need to pad up, roll your mat under, or grab a blanket or even a cushion to place under your knee. All of that is fine. What we'll do here is keep a 90-degree angle, knee above your right ankle. And the same thing with the left side. You want your hip directly over your knee. Your palms will be right on your right thigh. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to focus on rounding, hollowing out through your abdomen, through your chest, and push your palms into the right thigh, really squeezing the glutes, especially on the left side, so you can feel the stretch through the left hip flexors right here. Breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and slowly release that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'll support my left thigh with the block, okay? Because I'm not gonna roll up my mat. And then here we'll go for a little bit of a deeper stretch. So there's a loop that I have on my yoga strap. If you don't have a loop, if you're using maybe a scarf or something like that, then you can simply place it underneath your ankle like this, okay? That way you don't need to worry about the loop. But basically, we'll go into a little bit of a deeper hip flexor stretch, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side, okay? So I have my block to protect my left knee because it's a little bit sensitive. So I shift my weight into the block. I curl my tailbone under. I roll my left arm out to the side to give myself enough space for my shoulder to fully rotate so I can reach my elbow to the sky. And then I shift my weight forward into the block so I'm off my kneecap, and I walk my hands down the block, down the strap. And I lift my chest up, and maybe I look up, and we stay here for 3 breaths, pushing firmly into the right foot, squeezing your inner thighs actively. 1 more breath. And then slowly walking your hands down the strap, releasing the left foot, unwinding the shoulder, releasing both of your hands down. Walk your right foot and pick up the left knee off the floor. So you're in this semi-lizard position right here. Hold your lizard. If you want to lower and go deeper, you can lower onto your forearms. Or if you have a block, you can bring the block in front of you and lower your forearms onto the block. Breathing here for 3 and 2 and 1, and release. Move the yoga block, step back into plank for a moment, downward facing dog, pedal it out, move the strap out of the way, and go through child's pose. And slowly roll up, and we're gonna do all of that on the other side, okay? So your left foot will go forward. So we had our pigeon stretch. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. So left knee comes forward, left heel is close to your groin, to your pubic bone. Your right leg is behind you, right leg in line with your right hip. Lifting up onto your fingertips, tucking the tail under, meaning drawing the pubic bone up towards your face. Lift your chest up, lift your gaze up, your chin, your eyes really opening up through that stomach channel, which runs from the eye, the bottom of your eye, all the way down the body to the second toe. And then slowly lowering down, palms down, forehead onto your palms, and release for a few moments. And on this side, we're already actually engaging our spleen channel because it runs, like I said, from the big toe, running on the inside of the shin bone, the thigh, and then up into the chest and the ribs. Okay? So then from here, palms push, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee off the floor, around the spine, push the floor away, and then step your left foot. If you need to actually come out of your position and drag your foot into a lunge, that's fine as well. Do whatever you need to get here. So we're going back into our psoas stretch. Now we're doing it on this side. Have your block handy in case you lose your balance. Otherwise, right angles, knee above the ankle, knee in line with your hip. The same thing on the other side, your right hip over your right knee. Your inner thighs are working, and we're focusing on stretching the hip flexors on the right side. So your palms go on top of your left thigh, and you take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push your palms into the left thigh, hollowing out through the abdomen and through the chest. Really squeeze through the glutes, because glutes will then disinhibit your hip flexors that are on the front of your body. And breathe here for 3. Really press the right knee into the floor, your left foot into the floor. 2 and 1. Good. And then release that, and we'll go into a deeper stretch. Okay? So what we did on the other side, you can do the same. If you made a loop on the other side, you can use the loop and just place it over your ankle. And if you don't have the loop, you can just use the strap the way we did it on the other side. And so now we're just gonna move into that lunge, squeezing the inner thighs together. Move the block so it's in front of your knee, or you can grab a cushion or something under that right knee, and then shift forward and have your right hand out to the side so you have enough space to rotate the shoulder and reach that right elbow to the sky. Tilt the tailbone down, pubic bone reaching forward towards your face, and then grab onto the block, sink forward, start to lift your back foot up as you pull on the strap, walking your hands down the strap. And again, really drawing that tailbone down, lifting the chest up, lifting your gaze up so you get the full stretch of that stomach channel. Breathing here for 3 and 2 and 1. And slowly release, releasing that back foot, letting go of the strap. And then bring both of your palms on the inside of that left foot. We're going to go towards that lizard pose. Lift the right knee, the back knee, off the ground. And now you can either stay here in this half lizard like we did on the other side. If you deepened it and you want to go further, then bring the block underneath your elbows, or you can go all the way to the floor with your forearms. And stay here, really feeling the stretch through the entire hip flexor line on that right side. Breathing here, and then slowly coming out. Move the block to the side. Press the floor away, step your left foot back. Now you're in plank, and then push up as you exhale into down dog and get that strap off your foot. Shimmying side to side, moving around a little bit, just to release those hip flexors that we stretched so well now. And then release into child's pose. Push your sitting bones back, really feel the length through the back body, through the shoulders.
Breathing here for a few moments just to release. Sinking into the earth, really connecting with that earth element, and slowly rolling up into a seated position. And then here, we're just gonna close by bringing the palms into the lap, one palm into the other with your thumbs touching. And just allow your tailbone to sink down into your heels, lengthen through the crown of the head, feeling yourself completely rooted, grounded into the earth. Feeling your earth element nourished, soothed, invigorated, and feeling yourself completely centered and grounded in this practice. Maybe you feel your digestive system already working a little bit better. You feel a little lighter in your body. You feel any fatigue and tension slowly dissipating, and you feel better and better in your body every single day and each time you do these practices. And then as you exhale, you can sigh it out through the mouth. So take a deep breath in and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.